Hey guys, it's Julie Saillant. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back 11s. So glad that you are here. I am your spiritual teacher. I am the person who will help you find your gifts and bring you into alignment. And I help you whether you're spiritual or not, because I work with clients who basically need to change their life, change their spiritual life, change their professional life, their personal life, their everything about what they think is wrong. I help them bring that into alignment and really change up and correct their thought process, especially around mindset. And if you see a little bit of light right over here, I have a candle over here. And today I want to talk to you about discernment, because it's been coming up a lot in the past like 2 weeks for my clients and myself. And I thought as 11s, because if you're new to, wait, let me back up. I forgot. If you're new to this channel, welcome. Again, my name is Julie Saillant. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. The Brave Academy has opened. We've been open for 2.5 weeks, and it's been amazing. Myself and my colleague Julius, we are teaching this course, and it is amazing. You get two teachers, myself and him, and it's like nothing else on the planet. If you want to take your business to the next level, if you want discernment, if you want to learn how to hold your frame, if you want to learn how to disarm people, you still want to be spiritual and intuitive that you are, but stand in your light, this is for you. Whether you own a business or not, we help you be a better human. It's all about taking those people, the leaders. This is what we're looking for, the leaders who want to go to the next level. This is serious stuff, because there's a lot of teaching in here, but I promise you, nobody else is doing this like we do it, and it's so worth it. So we go deep, it's transformative, and it will change your life so that you can lead others, right? No matter what you're doing. So if you're interested, the links are below in the description box. Okay, so back to it. If you're new to the channel, I don't talk about zodiac signs here. We talk about numbers. I focus on the 11s because I'm an 11, and because the 11s give me the most love. So I've kind of been just focusing on you guys. And today it's about discernment. So what is discernment? Let's read the description. So discernment is the ability to obtain sharp perceptions or to judge well. Okay. In the case of judgment, discernment can be psychological, moral, or aesthetic in nature. A discerning person is considered to possess wisdom and be of good judgment, especially so with regard to subject matter often overlooked by others. So when I talk about discernment, let me give you an example. Okay, I've got a couple examples for you. So let's talk professionally. Let's just say, as I mentioned this before, if you haven't seen any of my videos, you'll probably remember this one. I've been through this so many times in my life, where I would go into a job, right? And I would be interviewed, and I'm sitting there and I'm all excited. I got my little outfit on, and you're all excited. Oh my goodness, it's going to be awesome. And you like the people in front of you. They seem cool. The boss seems okay, right? Seems like, okay, I can roll with these people, and everything looks good, and the money's okay or good, and it could even be great money. And then this little voice inside you says, you're not going to be happy here. And you're like, stop. I haven't even gotten offered the job yet. And then it goes again, you're not going to be happy here for long. And you're like, shut up. So, everything goes great. You get the offer, you take the job. You ignore that still small voice. That still small voice, by the way, is your intuition, people, which you guys as 11s have in spades. Now, if you have shut down your intuition, which many of us have, or you can do it at will, you shouldn't, because your intuition is your highest self, right? Getting messages from God, from spirit, from the universe, saying for your highest good, this is not going to work for you, or it won't work for a long time for you, because we know things and we're seeing things that you're not seeing. It's like Julie 5.0 and I'm Julie 2.0 down here. Let's just pretend, right? And Julie 5.0, or God is telling Julie 5.0, you're not going to be happy here because you can't see how this is going to roll out, but we can. Your boss that seems nice now is going to turn into a complete jerk She's going to throw you under the bus and she's going to fire you for no reason. And that's actually what happened to me. Anyways, you can ignore that. You have free will. And I did it many times professionally. What happened? Each time they were right. It could be a year, it could be 5 years. And then all of a sudden things would go wrong. And during that time, I would be very unhappy. Everything on paper looked amazing, right? Top floor, working for an SVP, huge company, good money, not great, but good, a lot of pressure. But I wasn't using my gifts and I wasn't happy. And then I would try to say, okay, I'm going to make the culture better. And then they'd say, oh, we don't do that here. We don't want your feedback. We're not interested in what you have to think. Don't try to be an innovator. They say that they want that, but when you actually bring it to somebody, they're like, oh no, we're good. I don't know if you guys have ever been through that before, but if you have, let me know. So what I'm trying to tell you is that this happens to all of us. It can be a big deal or it can be something small. It can be something as small as, listen, this person that you're going on a date with is not for you, right? They may look all that. They may look good on paper. They may have everything that you think that you want, but something in you is saying, this person's not exactly for me, right? Or it could even be a place to live, right? Because your intuition and discernment should always be on, right? And so it could be something as simple as, like, say you're looking for houses or you're looking for apartments or condos, whatever. And you know how you go around and you're like, hey, this looks really awesome. And you're like, oh, it's been my price range. Oh man, it looks amazing. But something in you goes, you know what? This isn't going to be for you. This just could feel it. It's like a feeling like this is just not right. Or it could be, oh, hell no. do not stay here. Keep moving. Right. I had that experience 6 months ago and it was like, it was a nice place and it was the right price. And I got in there and I was like, you know what? No, I know this is not right for me. I don't feel safe here. Right. So being discerning is a huge part of being an 11, because empaths were the most intuitive and most empathic of all the numbers that there are. So your intuitiveness and your discernment is always on. Now, whether you listen to it or not, that's another story. It could be 50% of the time, but I'm going to encourage you to listen to it 100% of the time, even when it feels off. Because what happens is, the reason why we shut this down is because we actually are like, you know what? That's dumb. I don't know why I'm even hearing this. Okay, I'm going to ignore that because on paper, everything looks good, right? This is the exact next job that I want. It's got the money. It's got this. It's got that, right? You might not be ready for it. Maybe where you are is where you're going to be in a year from now, right? So I'd like to encourage you to listen to your inner voice, to listen to discernment. Let me give you another example. Okay, so in business, when you have clients come to you, new potential clients, you always want to interview them a little bit, right? You never want to just say, oh yes, I'll work with you, because even if it's the money's great and you like the person, you want to make sure that you can help the right people or help the right companies, right? They need to be in your wheelhouse. And I'm not talking about your skills. I'm talking about you as a human being and how you feel about them, how you communicate with them, how you vibe with them, right? Do you get along? Do you understand each other? Can you make jokes together? Do you get each other? Can you be philosophical together, or not philosophical at all? Maybe you're that other person who's like, no way, I'm straight edge. I don't do that, right? But if you're an 11, you're philosophical. I'm pretty sure about that. So a client comes to you and you interview them. It's happened to me a few times. I'm like, okay, they seem cool, seem good, money's there. They need to work on this, this, and this. I know I can help them with it, but something within me is like, I don't think this is it's maybe not the right, I'm not the right person for them, or they're not the right person for me, right? And if you're a coach out there or an entrepreneur, I want you to know that you can't help everybody. Not everybody is your client, right? I had to learn this, and it's been a little tough, because when you're in business, of course, you just want to work, you want good work, you want to work with great people, and, the money to be good and everything to kind of shore up. But it's not about that. It's about the deeper part of that, which is, do we vibe together? Can I help you, right? Get to where you want to be, right? So I've had people, and I've overridden my own intuition, especially in the very beginning when I started. And I knew I shouldn't do it, but I was like, I need the money once in a while, right? And then it was like, this is especially back in the day. I don't really do this anymore, but I had someone, and it was like, this was a guy, and it was like, this person was very difficult from day one at the jump. This person was not easy to get along with. He was extremely just so particular. He demanded so much more. And I am an over giver when it comes to my clients. And so it got to the point where it was like, this isn't going to work, right? Because we're both not measuring up to others' expectations. And I always want to exceed other people's expectations. I want them to have the best possible results and experience with me as all times, like at all times, as much as possible. That's what we all want, right? In life. But what I'm telling you this is because I learned, one, you cannot work with everybody. Not everybody's your client. And two, when that voice comes up and says, discernment, intuition, this is not the right person for you, or that you cannot help this person. I've actually had God tell me that. A family member, and I was trying to help the family member, and I said, why can't I help this person? It's in my family, right? She's in my family. And God was like, not yours to help. And I was like, okay, it's super frustrating. But the big point here is you are super intuitive, very intelligent, and you have discernment, right? You're an 11. You have it double. You get it all the time. So listen to it, right? It's your highest self. It's messages from God, from the realms, from your angels, from your guides, from your ancestors, all trying to tell you, hey, listen, we're trying to help you here and save you. Now, there are some things that you have to experience and go through so that you can change and you can learn and say, okay, I'm never doing that again, which is why I'm telling you. But the reason I'm telling you is because I've been through this quite a few times towards I finally learned this lesson. And, it came up the other day. It was like, trust yourself, trust what you're hearing. I wanted to give you 3 ways that you can build discernment. Okay. And the first one is stop judging yourself. Stop being so harsh on yourself and start trusting yourself. Because a lot of times what we do as 11s is when we are unsure, we go everywhere we can on the internet, tarot, everywhere, coaches, to find information, podcasts, anywhere we can, right? That's actually not the right thing to do. The right thing to do is to go within and to ask yourself, okay, what am I missing here? What do I need to do? What would my intuition say? And meditate on it. You need to start trusting yourself and your voice and what you're getting from spirit. It's super important, because if you can't trust yourself, you can't trust anybody, right? And it's kind of like a muscle. You need to work on it and build it up. If you don't, you'll always override it and you'll always pay for it. And I got to tell you, professionally, this affected me for a very long time, decades. I've suffered with this, so I know what I'm talking about. So I finally figured it out. So I don't want you to do what I did. Listen to your intuition and be discerning, right? The second part of this is number 2, is stop asking questions. I've learned this recently myself, where you'll say you'll receive a gift, a spiritual gift, or you'll receive a download, or you will receive something right in your hands, like, oh my goodness, I've been looking for a job and there it is and it's perfect. And you're like, wonder if I should think about this for a few minutes. I don't know. Should I? Then you overthink it and you overthink it. And then what happens? You get it. It doesn't work because you didn't go within and trust. You questioned it so much that you basically kind of threw it away, right? Sometimes we get gifts, heaven sent gifts, and we just question it because a lot of us think that we're unworthy. Why am I being chosen to do this? Why am I special? What about everybody else? Why me? You know, all the 11s go through this, and you are special. And you need to start believing in yourself. You need to start trusting yourself. I know so many of you out there have old programming, because we all do. Every one of us. Every one of us has old programming from your parents, society, wherever you've worked. It can be in the government. It can be private, professionally, personally. We all have stuff that's holding us back. People, places, things. And it's our job to try to sort this stuff out and eliminate it. Ask yourself, are the things that are holding you back, are they true? When you get an intuitive hit, how do you know if it's intuitive? Somebody's going to ask me that. I know it. If you're an 11, you need to work on this, because you should know this by now. Just saying, as an 11, we are the most intuitive. We're born this way, all of us. If you've always been questioning yourself, if you've always been saying, I don't know, take a deep breath in, connect with your heart, open your heart, and ask yourself, and ask God, ask Spirit, ask your angels, ask whoever you believe in, ask the universe. What am I missing? What am I not seeing? What do I need to know? How can I trust myself more? Right? It's just like a muscle. The first couple of times it will feel weird, but the more you use it, you need to use this thing until it's a sharp weapon, and it's a weapon for you. And I don't mean weapon isn't hurting anybody. What I mean is it's something that works for you, because that's what your intuition is. And I want to tell you something. This happens randomly too, right? It doesn't have to be a big deal like a job interview. It could be something completely small. I'll give you an example. About 3 months ago, I had to go get some gas, and it was nighttime, so it was dark out. It was early though. It was like, I don't know, 8 o'clock or whatever. And I went to go put some air in my tires, and I had to do it because it was late, but I just didn't have any other time to do it, right? So it was on the side of the gas station, so it was dark, so there wasn't any light over there. So I got out and I did my thing, and then all of a sudden I was just finishing up, and kind of like the hair on the back of your neck, just kind of, you know, that feeling like it's not a good feeling, like this is not good. I feel something, I feel something not good. What's happening? So I started to look around. There was a guy that was coming out of the darkness towards me. And I thought about it for 1 second, and I heard, go now. And I got right in my car really fast, and I locked my doors and I left. And it was such a strong feeling. It was like, when this happened, has this happened to any of you, please let me know, please comment. As 11s, this should have happened to you. And I hope not in a bad way where anybody's ever been hurt. I would never want that for anyone. But what I'm saying is that there's always times in your life where you'll get a feeling, and it could be not that bad, or it could be, but when I get these, like when I hear, go now, go, like go, you're told, when when you hear something or feel something, do not ignore it. Do not ignore it. I mean, immediately. This actually, I'll give you another example. This is a different one. I was shopping, and I was at the store, and I went back in for the sweater, and I walked up, and as soon as I was shopping around, everybody's got their masks on. This was like a month ago. There was this lady, and she was older, and she coughed, and I kind of went, like, you know, when you hear something, you're like, whoa, that doesn't sound, and I was like, that's not good. So I went up, and there was another lady at the cash register. And as soon as I got up there, I put my sweater down that I was going to purchase. And the woman came up, and she's like, oh, I can help you. And she started like putting her hands on the sweater that I was going to buy. And she was going to cough again. And I got this. I was told, she has COVID, leave right now, go. And so I stepped back, and I just left. And they looked at me like, what? Is she crazy? But I know I would have gotten COVID if I had bought that, because she was coughing. It wasn't good. She had her hands all over the sweater. I know this might sound weird to some of you if you've never experienced this, but trust me, as you go along in life, as your intuition gets stronger, as you get stronger to spirit, to God, to whatever you deal with up there, whatever in the universe, your ancestors, When you get messages like this, it's for your highest good and you need to listen. And I literally I heard such a strong, it wasn't like a, okay, go ahead now. Or it wasn't like, okay, well, think about moving along. It was literally like, go now. And I did. So when you hear something like that, if you've never heard that, if you hear something very strongly, do exactly what they say. My point is, long story short, sometimes it's going to seem like it doesn't make sense to you. Don't question it. It's always for your highest good. The third way, the first way was to stop judging and start trusting yourself, right? 3 ways to build discernment. The second way was to stop asking so many questions, which we all do, right? Accept the good stuff. The third way is to create your own lane. And what I mean by that is tell your story, show yourself for who you are as the beautiful light that you are, right? And express yourself, whether it's through art, whether it's through writing, whatever it is. Physical, it doesn't matter. Because so many of you are hiding right now because you're unsure, because you have so many questions, you're overthinking, which leads to analysis paralysis. Then you don't do anything. You're not listening to your intuition. You're all confused, wrapped up. And I just want to help you get straight on this. It's not as hard as people make it out to be. Listen to yourself. Listen to your inner wisdom. Listen to your intuition. Ask for discernment if you don't have it, right? And listen to what you get and act upon it and execute. Whatever they say to do, do it. And I promise you, it's always going to be in your best interest. It's all about you being happy and succeeding, right? And stop hiding. Shine your light. And I know it's easy to say, but again, I got to tell you, it's just like a muscle. The more you do it, the easier it gets. And I know a lot of you are like, well, I don't want to be judged. And I don't want to be looked at. I understand. But I think of it this way. It's not about me. It's about you guys. It's about what comes through me, right? It's not me. It's what comes through me for you. That your ancestors and spirit are saying to me, tell them to trust themselves. Tell them they are a divine sentient being because you all are. Tell them that they are rare and as precious as a diamond because you all are. And if you don't believe me, search yourself. Search within. The answer is there. You are special. Trust me when I tell you, 11s are master life path numbers, baby. We're amazing. We're strong. We're smart. We're funny. We're badass. I'm serious. And you have to start believing about that in yourself. That's the only way you'll ever shine your light. And I want to leave you with this because this has just been recently for me. I always thought it was just about me and me doing me on planet Earth, right? It's really not. We are 11s, which means we're all connected. We're here to raise the vibration for people that don't feel anything of what we feel. You've got to remember that probably if there's 10 people around you, there's only one of you feeling what they feel. They don't feel anything compared to us. And this is not an ego thing, like we're better than them. Everybody's on their own journey. Every number has a different gift. But for master life path numbers, we have a much bigger goal and impact to make on planet Earth. And because we're so sensitive, because we're so intuitive, because we feel so much, right? We've got to learn to deal with the stuff that we get, all the information that we do get and filter through it correctly, right? And it's to help not only you, but to help others on the planet and the four-legged, the animals and the trees and everything else. More than that, it's also about the other realms because we are all connected and there's a lot of other realms. And you've also got all of your guides, which are your ancestors and your totem animals. If you think about just your ancestors over the last 200 or 300 years or more from your family line that you don't even know, you may be the one that may break generational curses. I know I have. A lot of 11s do. That's why we're brought here, right? So there's so many gifts that we have. You just have to start stepping into it, start trusting yourself and give yourself the benefit of the doubt and stop beating yourself up because you're amazing in every way. Okay, guys, I hope this helped you. Please do not forget the Brave Academy is open. If you're interested, I will provide the link as well. And it is something else. We go deep. It's a transformation. It's unlike anything else on the planet Earth. And there is an application. So I will give you the application link and the fee, all that's down there. And please don't forget to comment. I'd love to know what you think about discernment and how you have worked with it or not worked with it. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.